Hi, everybody, and welcome to Inspire the Podcast with myself, Nicola Wills. Our guest today started his career as a professional cricket player. He went on to retrain as a personal trainer and has become a community champion and owner of the award-winning J7 Health Centre in Manchester. With over 1.5 million on socials, he is best known for his inspirational, life-changing personal training with the disabled, sick, and elderly in his community. He's been nominated for a Pride of Britain Award in 2023, holds two world records for the most wheelchair users in an indoor exercise class and the biggest disabled exercise class in the world. This man is a total legend, and I feel like he is in my heart already. Please welcome Javeno Mclean.
Hey, Nick.
Hi, my darling.
Let's get straight into it, girl. What's going on?
Oh, God, I have never been more excited and on edge and just ready to have this conversation. So, Javeno, let's take it right to the very, very beginning. Tell me about baby Javeno. What was he like? What was your life like?
Baby, no one's ever said that. No one's ever asked me that before. Baby Javeno. Yeah, baby Javeno. Firstly, where in the world are you?
Right now, I'm in London now. I've relocated back to London, yeah.
All right, then shout out London. But yeah, baby Javeno was just a rather chubby, cheeky baby. But yeah, listen, you know what? My story, you know what, Nick? A lot of people nowadays love the kind of rags to riches stuff, man. I think, I'll just try and stay away from it. I think as humans, we've all been through stuff. But when I was young, I was just very lucky to have a house. I'm going to say a lot of corny stuff this podcast, just to let you know, right? There's a lot of corny things that are going to come out of my mouth. But just growing up, I had a lot of love in my house. Mm-hmm. My mum is a legend. I'm still lucky to have my mum and my dad, both with me. My dad is the coolest man on this planet. And they just taught me morals. They taught me and my brother and all my cousins morals and principles from a young age. And when I think about my childhood, I just think it's not about, I was born in Jamaica, man, so I don't want to go into the poorness and the poverty and stuff like that. I just think no matter where you're born, no matter what you've got in your bank, no matter what car you drive, as long as your house is full of love, you can't go wrong. As long as your house is full of energy and people that are willing to show you the right way and show you how to be a good human, that's all people really should ever need. And that's what I try and do now with my sons.
Yeah, I love that. And you have such energy and fire and confidence. Did you always have that growing up?
Yeah, I've been a bit mad from when I was young, Nicholas. I've been a bit crazy, love, since I was a baby. I don't know what my mum was feeding me in the bottles, but I've been, you know what, Nick? It's gratitude. That's how I approach every day. I'm going to talk about gratitude so much in this conversation because I ain't got nothing to be sad about. I know what life could have been on the other side. I know what life could have been. We're blessed every day. I look at my life and I go, I'm so blessed. How can I be? Look at us. We're sat here chatting we both look good. We're both healthy. We can both scratch our heads and our noses. We can both turn our necks. Do you know what I mean? I'm sat drinking aloe vera. Look at that. This is a dream to somebody else. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my energy is always like this because I think there's people out there that are wishing and dreaming for the things that we moan about, especially in England. We get people who moan and whinge about certain things every day, and I think a bad day in England for most of us, most of the people listening to this podcast, a bad day for us is paradise. It's a dream for somebody else. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen the other side of the coin, and I've seen the other side of the fence, and I think my energy always is like that because I know a bad day to me is nothing, man. A bad day to me is something that I could ride out.
And then how old are you when you moved to England?
That's five or 6, yeah.
So can you remember your life in Jamaica?
I can.
Yeah.
I can, yeah. It wasn't, I'd love, man. That's all that people need to know. Doesn't matter what you've got in the bank, doesn't matter what poverty or whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as you've got love, that's all kids, that's all somebody young requires, love, attention, and just to be seen. You see what I'm saying? A lot of youngsters and a lot of adults don't get seen, Nicola. And I think that's horrible. Just to get seen and noticed, just for somebody to say, Nicola, how's your day?
Yeah.
how are you? And just notice when you're pretending. A lot of people pretend. They're pretending to be happy. They're pretending to be successful, but not even about the success. You can, when you really, really look at somebody, you can see whether they're pretending to smile or they're pretending to be happy. And it's just to be seen. And as a youngster, I was always seen. I was always noticed, and that there is a blessing.
Yeah. And do you think like that trait in yourself that you are able to make people feel seen and feel like they are of value, whoever they are? Obviously, that's massive within your community and your gym. Did you always have that growing up? You know, obviously you felt seen, but were you able to identify in others that's what they needed?
Yeah, I see beauty in people, Nick. I've always done. I see beauty and I see magic in people. Because with me growing up, my parents, my brothers, my family members always seen magic. They always seen the beauty in me. Even though I was a mad kid and I was always full of energy, thought I was crazy at some point, they just seen the beauty in me. And I can't, when one of the earliest things that I can remember, Nick, I can't tell you what made me do what I'm doing now. I've got nobody in my family that I know that's got a disability. Something happened a long time ago with me that I can't, to this day, I can only tell you what's in my heart. I can only tell you what actually happened. I can't tell you a reason for why I did what I did. I was about 16. I've been training people free. Anybody disabled or ill, I've been training them free for 22 years, man. I'm very proud of that. I've never took a penny off anybody. And one of the first incidents I'll ever remember was when I was 16. Rest in peace to Ishmael. Ishmael is the gentleman that I'm going to talk about now. That passed away. I was doing a cricket session. On the field with a bunch of lads. Corner of my eye, I seen an Asian family that were playing cricket, and there was a gentleman in a wheelchair. Couldn't take my eyes off him, Nick. I could not take my eyes off this man because I'm looking at him saying, you want in. You want to be involved. The family are running about, having loads of fun, and he sat there and I couldn't take my eyes off him. So I stopped my session, and I don't know what made me go over. I couldn't tell you. I stopped my session and I come over to, and it could have gone so wrong because these guys didn't know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could have turned around and said, mate, get out of it. I said, who is this man to all of you lot? One person said it's my dad. Other person said my uncle, my brother. So I said, how dare you not get him involved? I said, how dare you lot sit here having all this fun and not let him get involved? And then I said, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to play a giant cricket match. And I rolled Ishmael over to the cricket and I gave him the cricket bat. And I said, this is what we're going to play. Every one of you guys are going to bowl at him. If he hits the ball, if you bowl the ball at him and he misses, nothing happens. If he hits the ball, everybody does one press up or one burpee. And then Nick, when this game finished, again, man, this is corny as hell, but I'll be honest with you. I'm a dad now. I've got two beautiful kids, right? And sometimes your kids give you hugs that just melt your soul, do you know what I mean? And after this game, this man's wife come over to me. She couldn't speak a word of English. Nick, she gave me a hug that I knew exactly. She didn't let me go for 10 minutes, Nick. She gave me this hug that I knew exactly what she was trying to say. And then he come over, spoke broken English, and he wasn't born disabled. It was an accident, and he became disabled. He said it's the first time in 20 years that he's felt alive. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know I don't know why it went over. And I've always been like that. If I see something, I'm gonna say something. And when I see people that look like they're not getting the attention or love that they deserve, Javeno will intervene. I ain't got no choice. I can't control it. If I feel like I can put a smile on your face, if I can make you kind of enjoy the moment and be very present with me, and we can do this and enjoy and laugh and live together, I have to go there. I have to.
Yeah. I mean, and what an amazing gift for you to know that you have at such a young age.
Yeah.
You know, that's a 16-year-old boy, you know, some people don't find their calling till they're like 30, 40. So even though obviously you were playing cricket at that time and that was what you believed to be your profession, it's almost like your inner guidance system was calling you to do your true calling, which obviously you found a little bit later on. So let's just talk about your cricket career. Were you always interested in cricket? Is that something that
cricket was my first love. Cricket was my first love. Was the thing that all I ever wanted to do was play top-notch cricket. All I ever wanted to do was play cricket. And I was a monster from when I was 9 years old, doing 150 press-ups a day, 100 sit-ups a day. I was a monster. But then as I've gotten older, I seen a side of cricket that I didn't like. I went to India and I found that as an opportunity for me to do some stuff with the boys in India because one of the conditioners got injured. And I just felt more enjoyment about what I could do with other people than myself. I was always a really good athlete, Nick, but I felt I got more enjoyment about what I could do with other people. And cricket, I owe everything to cricket. Cricket kind of made me the person I am. And it gave me a lot of principles and morals. But I think health and well-being, man, I think it was in a horrible place. I've never liked it, Nick. I'm not going to lie. The fitness industry, I've never liked it.
Yeah.
You will never see Javeno with his top off. You'll never see me flexing my six-pack. I ain't trying to sexualize everything. I ain't trying to sell sex. I'm trying to sell real inspiration. And I think from a very young age, I remember I did quite a few things where a lot of people, when I started training people, I had opportunities where people wanted to do photo shoots with my top off and jumping on the pull-up bar. I said, you ain't never going to see me doing that. I'm not trying to get people to say, oh, look at his six-pack, look at his body. I'm trying to touch people's hearts and souls. I'm trying to touch people's minds. And I don't need to take my top off for that. And I'm very proud that I've always been that person. And whatever's happening with me now, it's because of just real magical work and organic, beautiful things that people are witnessing rather than me taking my top off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And I think for someone who outside, I exercise because I like, I'm a dancer and I like dancing, but I would definitely say even from a non fitness professional, especially on social media. And I think this would be for the case of like normal people. We look at the Instagram profiles, the TikTok profiles of these people who are like supposed to be like our body inspirations. And it's almost like that toxic positivity. Like, you're going to get these abs and then you can get this and you can be so sexy. And it's just so far away from reality that it doesn't make it approachable or accessible for normal folk. And especially someone potentially who might be in a wheelchair or might be, feeling less than because they're not their normal healthy self. And what you have done is you bridge that gap. Like, fitness is fitness. When people want to stay healthy and they want to feel better and have a positive shift, and exercise can 100% do that. But you have bridged that gap to make it feel accessible for everyone. And I believe how you've done that is through your energy transference.
Oh, of course, energy transferable. 100%, girl. I love that you said energy.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I mean, it's not about the sit-ups. It's not about the pull-ups. It's about the inner you. What you were put on this planet to do is pouring out of you. It's your cup is overfilling into other people, and they are receiving that energy, which gives them the power to be able to do the things that they potentially think they can't do.
100%. You know what, Nick? I'm gonna tell you how you change the world. I'm gonna give you a secret of how you change the world. Energy, love, and vibe. Listen to me. And see, I'm not a scientist, girl, but energy is one of the most powerful things on this planet. Energy. If I give you the right energy, you will move mountains for me. I could say to you, hey, Nick, me and you are going to go fight Tyson Fury, and you would come with me, right? Energy is transferable. If you give somebody the right energy, you're letting them know that I believe in you. So all people really want, you or me or able-bodied, disabled, all people want is somebody to believe in them. And then if they give it you back, it's they believe in you. It's like a mutual respect. I just like love. The biggest way you can show somebody you love him, in my opinion, very underrated, is just listening, having a keen interest in what you're saying. Actually, I want to know, are you okay? I'm not just doing it like I do in the doctors where people have to ask, tick a box. I'm saying, Nicola, are you good? Are you okay? And if I see something that's not right, no, Nick, we ain't training today, girl. We're going to sit in my office and are you good? I can see something. Do you know what I mean? Actually listening, having a real interest. But the third one is a vibe. A vibe to me is the most important thing. After energy, a vibe is creating an atmosphere that you can be a part of. Yeah. And the gym and the fitness world can be one of the most intimidating, lonely places. Yeah. And I said, you know what? Mum, dad, granddad, grandma, cat, dog, guinea pig, goldfish, anybody in your family should be able to walk in. That's why I created J7, a facility where anybody should walk into and not feel intimidated, not feel afraid. You should walk into, and the vibe and atmosphere should wrap you up and give you a big hug where you go, do you know what? I belong here. I belong, no matter who you are, I belong here. And I think it all stems from having just real organic energy. And I think it's so, so contagious, man.
I couldn't agree more. So tell us about the vision that you had on your mum's floor, creating what you have created today. And back then, did you know about the power of visualization and the law of attraction? Or is this just something, that you were like, this is my vision and goal, I'm going to write it down?
I'm very stubborn, Nick. Like my wife tells me every day. But the vision that I had was very simple. I said, I could have got a facility that was on 2 floors and 3 floors and all of that, because that's what everybody, a lot of people who own gyms wanted. I said, no. I said, I created a vision of my mum's kitchen on a piece of paper that I still got to this day. A vision of a place where everybody was on 1 floor that loved that energy would do this. I don't want you to be on the 2nd floor. If I'm doing my thing over here and Nicola's over there doing her thing, and then you've got Billy Bob over there doing, I want to be able to go, yo, Nick, and you go, yes, Jay, I'm good, Billy, and the energy does this in the room. And then before you know it, the whole room is filled with energy and vibe, and it's mad. Where if you're on the 2nd floor doing your thing, and I'm on the 3rd floor, I can't see you, I can't vibe off your energy. You see what I'm saying? So I created it on 1 floor. People didn't really believe in it until it became magical and what it is today. The way it is on a piece of paper is exactly how it is today. And I love it, man. I just believe in, I think everyone's got an energy that somebody else can take from. Yeah. Even if you don't, there's people out there that don't even know it, that they carry certain energies that somebody will pick up on that and go, you know what? I like that. I'm going to take some. And then it's like a domino effect of beautiful energy.
Yeah, I completely agree. How long ago was that you wrote that on your mum's floor? Well, not on the floor.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
I think 13, 14 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
And so after you had that experience in India where you were like really, you felt like the coaching side, like you helping others was more for you. Did you come back from there and then go, okay, I'm going to retrain as a PT? Is that how it started?
No, because I've been trained. So even during my cricket career, I was a PT. I was a qualified PT.
Okay.
So when I was 16 and when I first started doing stuff with disability people, I was working for Manchester Council. So I started out in Manchester Council when I was 16 doing fitness sessions and sports sessions when I was 16. And then cricket was something that I've always done as regards to, I played for Lancashire, played for Worcestershire when I went to India, but I've always been a trainer. But when I was in India is when I said, you know what, my love for this is more than that. If that makes sense. Yeah. And when I came back from India is when I said, you know what, my heart's in training people rather than I was an amazing athlete. Like that sounds really boastful, but I put so much work in just to being a monster of an athlete. And it got to the point where I said, what do I get from this? Yes, I'm the strongest and I'm the fastest, but who cares, man? What does that do for me? That doesn't help change anybody or inspire. That inspires me. That makes people go, oh yeah, Jay, you're so strong. That doesn't do nothing for me. But when someone's family comes to me and says, oh my God, thank you so much because what you've done for my daughter or my brother or my wife or my whoever, that to me is worth more than any amount of money. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. That feel that you have made a difference.
Yeah.
Is just priceless.
Yeah.
And so it all started with a lady called Brenda. Is that right?
Yeah, Brenda. So Brenda, I love Brenda. Brenda's the queen, man. I still see her to this day. She comes every week, every couple times a week. She's the only member of my facility that's got her. She doesn't pay a penny, a lifetime membership. The reason why I speak about Brenda so highly, Nick, is she's the first person that believed in my methods and my energy. So when I started doing the stuff with the council when I was 16, when I started doing when I got a proper contract with the council, probably, I can't remember when it was, probably 13, I can't remember, probably about 15 years ago. So basically, when I started when I was 16, it was part-time doing coaching because I was still in college and whatnot. When I got hired by the council full-time properly, I started doing classes. And I remember there was this one muppet in the council. Oh, I can't stand him. Where he said something to me that I'll never forget. We was doing, when I started doing the classes, the adult classes, the classes were dead. I had to do them all over Manchester. There was like 300 classes that I was in charge of all over Manchester. And they kept on saying to me, flyers, posters, flyers, posters. I said, don't you dare put my name on flyers, posters, every meeting, flyers, posters. You can't sell my energy on no flyer.
Yeah.
If you see, come to Javeno circuit class, 6 p.m. on a Monday, people will just fold it up and throw it. So I said, energy and vibe. I said, when you come into my presence and you feel what I've got to give, hopefully you like it and you can pass it on to somebody else. That's how we bring longevity. That's how you build. Yeah. They didn't believe it. He said to me, it's not like you got the busiest classes in the world, Jay. So I said, I haven't right now. So then for 5 months, my first circuit class, me and this little old lady, Brenda, for 5 months, nobody else. But Nick, every session I gave it up. Every session we laughed, we lived, we enjoyed each other's company. We had the best time for 5 months. It was just me and Brenda. And then guess what happened? Brenda liked it so much and believed in me so much, she told one person. That person then told somebody else. Before you know it, after 5 months of just being me and Brenda, we had 5, then 10, then 20, then 30. We got too big. We had to go to another facility. It became 40, 50, 60, 70. It became too big for that facility. We had to go to my old high school called Our Ladies, where it became 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, to the point where it became the busiest class in the UK. And I had every Tuesday, I had 140 people at the class.
Wow.
And it became the busiest class in the UK. And to this day, I don't think it's ever been beaten. And it all came with Brenda, I think. If she would have just got off after the first couple sessions, it's dead. This is nothing. Now it's dead. I'm going. She enjoyed it. She stuck with me. She understood. She got the assignment. Yeah. That's what the kids are saying now, innit? So I've got to say,
yeah,
she got the assignment. She got the energy. She understood what I was trying to do. She understood that I was trying to disguise exercise.
Yeah.
I was trying to make exercise, but not like it wasn't scary. A lot of people are scared.
Yes, so true.
She got it, and then she passed it on to somebody else, and before you know it. So when I then decided to open J7, I had so many people that have been training in the community for so many years through the council that just automatically joined J7. And I hold it all down to Brenda. If she wasn't for her commitment and loyalty to me, would I have gone on to become this community figure? Yeah. I don't think so.
Love that. Question, how do you disguise exercise?
I show it. You know what? You disguise exercise by improving people's self-worth. You disguise exercise by empowering people when they don't even know it. See, self-worth, Nick, right? Self-worth is one of the most important things on this planet. And it's a shame that some of the smallest things on this planet, you know, Nick, they're the greatest. Like, I'm not going to guess your age. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think you're about I don't know, we're around there somewhere, right? But I'm not going to go down there. But I'm nearly 40. Am I nearly 40? I'm 37. I'm kind of nearly 40. I'm 38. I think I'm 38. But a coffee, some music, going to listen to some music or going to a park. Some of the greatest things that we have are the smallest things. And isn't it a shame that some people they don't feel like they're worthy of living a happier, healthier life, and it's so sad. So the way I disguise exercise is by really improving people's self-worth. And the best way I can do that is by literally beating down on everyone's inner critic. We've all got an inner critic. The inner critic's that person that says, nah, you shouldn't be wearing that. No, you shouldn't do that. So the way I try and disguise exercise is when I see that little muppet creeping out, when I speak to somebody, it could be, Jay, I don't think I can do 10 reps, Jay. Jay, no, Jay, I don't think I can do 10 reps. I'll say, cool. Now you're going to do 15. You see what I did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're gonna. So the other day, one of my lovely ladies, Auntie Brenda, she she dresses all black, Auntie Brenda. Yeah. Not Brenda that we were just speaking about. This is a different Brenda. She dresses in all black, older Jamaican lady. She said, Jay, I'm gonna fix it up a little bit, Jay. I'm gonna start putting some colours in my wardrobe. So I said, yeah, girl, do that. Do it. She came in the next day with a peach hat on. And when I walked in and she took it off and threw it on the floor, Nick, and said, nah, I'm too old to be wearing that. I picked it up straight away, put it back on her head and said, girl, you wear that. It looks beautiful. Yeah. I said, you wear that. So I think the way you disguise exercise is by really targeting people's self-worth and really filling them with can-do, really filling them with that they can do anything. And when they do that and they feel like, do you know what, I can do this. I'm supposed to be here. Exercise is secondary. Exercise, they'll do anything that I want them to do as long as they know that they are worthy and that they deserve it. I hope that makes sense.
Makes complete sense. Yeah. And the thing is when someone believes in you that you can do it, you get that feeling that, well, if he believes in me, perhaps I can do it, which then when you complete that, I feel like self-worth is gained when you do hard things. So when you're pushing these people to do one more, I believe in it, you can do it, and then they achieve it, that little self-worth measurer within them just tots up a little bit more and a little bit more. And so obviously if they're coming to you on a weekly basis, you're filling up that worth cup. And it just, once you have that feeling of self-worth, I feel like it took me a long time. Like, I'm 40 now, but I actually didn't get self-worth really until I was about 32. How crazy is that? And I didn't even know that I was missing it until I found it. And I was like, holy shit, this is what it feels like to back myself. Yeah. This is what it feels like to not let others treat me like a piece of shit and believe that that's what I'm worthy of. Yeah. And when you get self-worth, everything changes. Everything changes in your life. And so, the fact that you're giving people self-worth whilst also making them healthy, it's like the perfect recipe for success, for that person. And obviously, what your business is. And so let's go on to J7. Now, I'm going to share with you how I found you. One night, scrolling on my Instagram, as you do, aimlessly, you just popped up. And for those that don't know, I had a disabled brother. His name was Graham, severely disabled, in his wheelchair, couldn't walk, couldn't talk, was wearing pads, couldn't feed himself, so severely disabled. And so I'm a huge advocate for the disabled community, and I used to work in my summer holidays. Every summer holidays, I'd always work at the daycare centre for disabled adults. So I feel like you'd be like, I've got so much energy. I would go into the daycare centre and I'd be like, right, we're not sitting here feeling like we're trying to waste time. We're going to get out. We're going to go on the bus. We're going to go have some food. We're going to, and just pour the energy that I have into them. So when I was scrolling and then you popped up, it was like, when your heart just like beats so hard and goes into your throat. And I was like, this man and what you are doing is just so special and so needed. And I know that if my brother was, alive and we had found you, he would have been straight in the back of the van. We'd have been straight up to Manchester just to get in your presence and be in that energy, in that community, that can-do community, because it is so unique and so special. And so, from that side, just thank you so much for.
Oh, stop it, girl. Do you know what, Nick? That you know what you just said then, right? Listen, this is why I do what I do. Because at the end of the day, you know what the most important thing in the world is? Even before this, we pressed record, we spoke about family. My auntie passed away 3 years ago. It broke out. It mashed me up, Nick. It was like, I'm lucky. I look at it as I'm lucky. I'm 38, and first time I've really had a real damaging loss, heart pain. Heart pain is the worst pain, man. And what do we say? What do I remember when she died, man? The amount of tears, like, I can't even put into words how much pain. Even to this day, I struggle going to the grave, because you can't put into words how much you love somebody, man. You can't. So that's, I don't even attempt it. But what do people say when they lose somebody? Oh, I'd give anything to spend one day with that. Give me one more minute with my auntie. Give me 10 seconds, bro.
Yeah. So
now, if you're going to help somebody from the purest part of your soul, so we live in a horrible world, man. I'm sorry, I get a bit emotional when I talk about this shit. But we live in a horrible world where people chase money. Money is their God. If I really want to help somebody with cancer, with somebody with a disability, I don't care about your money. I don't care about what's in your bank account. If I'm helping you from the purest part of my soul, there ain't no NatWest down there. There ain't no Lloyd CSB. If I take money for that transaction, I'm helping you because I want financial gain. I don't give a shit about the money. I care about you and what I can do with you. If I feel like I can bring some joy or happiness to your life, that's what I want to do because I actually want to do it. 22 years, I ain't took a penny off people, but guess what? You see, when you was talking then about your brother, I could see how much you love your brother. And that love will never go. That love, I can feel it through the screen. But guess what? When I train somebody and I put so much effort into Nick, honest to God, Nick, I'm not going to try and attempt to say how much effort I put in, man, every single day to just making people really happy. Because when the family members then come to me and say, Jay, that happiness filters through that whole family. So it got like, imagine in another world, I could train your brother. I would make him so happy, Nick. And then when you and your mum and your family members would see that, I've made the whole family happy.
Yeah.
And that to me is where I get the joy when I see, like a couple of weeks ago, one of my elderly ladies passed away. A daughter came and spoke to me and said, Jay, thank you for giving us 6 more months of memories with my mum. Because maybe if she wasn't coming to me, she might have passed away earlier. But the fact that she came to me and it made her enjoy life more and live longer, so to speak, I'd give that family 6 more months of great memories with the mum.
Yeah.
And I think you can't put that into words, man. That doesn't, no amount of money, no amount of suitcase of money can compare with the words that people say to me and the joy that you can bring to someone's family. It's unbelievable, man. And just to go seeing you chat about your brother there, it just makes me think. Like with real love, I think that's what it sounds corny. Like I said to you at the start of this, we'll say a lot of corny shit, and I don't care. People have forgotten how to love each other. And the fact is, I look at the stuff that I'm doing, Nick, and I go, wait, I'm not doing nothing magical, Nick. All I'm doing is treating people normal. I ain't coming up with no new potion. All I'm doing is treating you the same as you, because disabled people don't come with a sob story. Disabled people ain't no different to you or me. If I seen your brother and I was ever in the presence of that man, I would treat him just as I would treat you. I would tell him the same jokes, shit dad jokes that I tell you. I'll try and do this exactly the same. Disabled people all over the world are not saying to people, feel sorry for me.
No.
They're saying motivate me. They're saying inspire me. Make jokes with me, not around me. Do you know what I mean? And I think treating people normal is where the magic is, and there's so much power in just caring. And the world is lacking that, Nick.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And that's something that I'm really, really passionate about. Seeing everyone is equal. We are all just having a different experience on this earth. Just because someone happens to be able to talk and run doesn't mean that they're better and should be treated any differently that someone is in a chair and can't speak. And it's on us to be able to, do that. And actually, like you said, your channel is incredible, but it almost shouldn't be because actually
I'm not doing nothing.
I know. Yeah. But you are, because no one's doing it, but it shouldn't be, because actually everybody should be treated the same, with the same amount of love and respect.
Of course.
And, my brother would have loved you so much. Like he was all about the energy, and he just loved laughing. And I've seen, you're so funny and silly and over the top with all of your, clients, that he would just, love you. And I just, you know, I've shared this with you before, but it's actually on Wednesday. So this is a recording on a Monday. So this Wednesday is actually a year at the 4th of October since my brother passed. And, you know, I don't know if you believe in what, you know, your stance are, but I just believe in energy, and energy never dies.
Never.
It can only be transferred. So he might not be here in physical form, and he suffered, you know, in his physical body. But I believe, my nose is running. I believe that he is here right now. Like his spirit, his energy is with me. There is no coincidence that I'm having this talk with you, someone that he would have benefited from, loved so much, and been a part of your community so much within like 48 hours of his passing. It's just magic. And so, you know, like whether Graham brought me to you, I'm not sure, but I'm so grateful for this, that you said yes to speaking to me and to this conversation, because for me, this is what I want my podcast to be about. I want this message to be spread more than anything. You know, we're called Inspire, not because inspire to become millionaires, inspire to become the best human that we can be.
Of course. And I think, you know what, I'll tell you a funny story about treating people normal, Nick. One of my youngsters, right, this is how crazy it was. I remember people looked at me like I was a madman when this happened. One of my youngsters, right, is called Abdul Rahman. That's what I call him. Yeah. Abdul Rahman. He's a blind Team GB footballer. He's a wonderful kid. But he's a uni kid. He goes uni. He's a little shit. He goes uni and he does what uni people do. And he's 19. 19-year-old, just a university. Sorry for swearing, little shit. I love him to death. So anyway, if you turn up to my classes or anything and you're late, you will be doing burpees or press-ups. Even my wife, she gets mad at me. If you're late, babes, drop down. I need 10. I need burpees. So the first time Abdul come in, he came in and he was late. So he walked in, I took his stick off him. I said, all right, then, you owe me 10 press-ups. And everybody looked and went, oh. I went, what? Is he any different to you or me? No. So I said, took it. I said, drop your little ass down and give me that 10. And he did his press-ups. He came up and he was laughing his head off. I mean, I'm saying to people, he ain't no different. And Abdul even said, I hear Jay every day telling people, you're late, give me 10 press-ups. You're late, give me 10 burpees. Yeah. If I'm late and he didn't do that to me, is that treating me normal?
Yeah.
Probably not. And that just shows you about normality, and there's just so much power in it. And I think, you know what? It's about attention as well, Nick. I think have you not noticed, right? Some of the most miserable souls I've ever met in my life have been wealthy people. Some of the most miserable people on this planet have been people with dough, because they get something called sustained attention. It's where I'm going, like in the big corporate offices, I'm going to give you attention, boss, until the task is complete. Once the task is complete, my attention's gone. Where the real attention that actually really changes people and affects people in such in powerful way that will stay forever is when it's personal attention, where the attention is, I don't care about what's in your bank account. I don't care what car you drive. Are you good? Are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Monday to Sunday, are you good? Are you okay? Is there anything I can do? When somebody knows that you've got them like that, they will trust you in ways that are, if they know that, wait, Jay's not asked about the time or money. Jay's just asking, am I okay? Like, do you ever ask somebody, are you okay? Or ask them a question and they kind of go, what me? That's what we've become a society of. Yeah. Sometimes when I go to London and I try and speak to people, they're shocked. They're looking about like, what, you talking to me? And I think a lot of people have become like that. Yeah. And I think it's the saddest thing. It's the saddest thing. And you know what? Look at this now. I'm going to ask you a question, Nick. Right? I know I'm rambling a bit, but I need to get it out. I'm going to show you how the world's become. Nicola, what do you like about yourself?
I like that I'm compassionate.
Yeah.
And I like that I have empathy for others. And I feel like I can see people's true soul without them saying much.
Brilliant. Well, you just ruined the whole thing. So basically, that question.
Sorry.
Listen, that question, fantastically answered. You asked that question to a bunch of people.
I know.
And they struggle, Nick. People struggle to love and appreciate themselves. You asked that question. I did a talk the other day at JP Morgan in London. Bunch of rich people in this room, Nick. You ask them, what do you like about yourself? You could hear a pin drop. And I'm thinking, wow, is that what we've become now, where people don't really love and appreciate themselves? So I always purposely try and, the guys that I train, I need you to love and appreciate yourself. But if I see any little inkling that you don't love and appreciate yourself, you best believe I'm gonna make that happen. I'm gonna keep on feeding it you until you love and appreciate yourself, just like the way I love and appreciate you.
Yeah, and you have, what you definitely have, I can see, is that if someone says, yeah, I'm okay, you can see through that. It's like you can see someone's true self, even if they can't see it themselves. Have you always had that?
I think I've learned to love people. I think that's where it comes from. Okay. So I don't think I've always had that. I'm not gonna lie. So now what I mean by that is, again, without being corny, is what
I'm here for the corny. Look.
Oh, you're here for the corny.
I am the corniest of the corns. Like, bring it on.
what I try and do, Nick, right, is I try and build forever friendships. And the way you do that is, I'm gonna tell you this now, Nick. If me and you become friends, right, where I know your story and you know mine, you know my wife, my kids, my mum, my dad, I know about your brother, your mum, your family in Dorset, and I know your story, and we become friends, you ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
Because if I love you and you become my friend, I'ma see through the bullshit. If you're pretending, I'ma stop what I'm doing. Nick, what's going on? And that's whether that's in the gym or your personal life, I've got you. If you become my friend, it could be a hurricane, it could be King Kong, it could be Godzilla that comes through this room right now. Nick, are you good?
Yeah.
That's and with all of my guys, once we become friends, I see through that bullshit. You can pretend all. Listen, quick story, true story. One of my youngsters, Joshy, love Joshy to death, man. Joshy's my little
I love
brother.
Joshy. He's on your Instagram quite a lot, isn't he? Yeah.
Love Joshy. Joshy's my little bro. Joshy's been through a horrible time. Lost his mum a couple of years ago. Every now and then he gets emotional and he goes through some stuff, like we all do. And a while ago, a couple of months ago, something wasn't right. He was turning up and he was just pretending. Something wasn't right. And I kept on telling him, I kept on saying to him, yo, you good? And he was just being strong and brave. And I said to him, we ain't doing shit today. We ain't doing nothing. I know you can trick them. I look at you, I'm not looking around you or through you like a lot of people do. Yeah. I do. Most people do it. You know, sometimes you're talking to somebody, not really listening. You're thinking of a way to get out or whatever. I look at you. When I'm looking at Josh, I can see when you're in pain, boy. I can see the pain in your eyes. And then he ended up telling me there's certain things going on. And I said, I knew it. I said, don't ever try and trick me. Yeah. Because I think when you really love somebody and you care for them, when you actually look at him, you can see it, Nick.
Yeah.
You can see whether someone's pretending and they're hiding behind a smile. And I think a lot of people hide behind a smile.
Yeah. And that connection of energy, it's like you fused your energy to his. And so when his is in an alignment with what you know to be his truth, it's like, I can feel it's something is off.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. So can you just share with me the setup of your gym? Is it exclusively for people with disabilities and illnesses, or is it a gym and that they are?
No, it's a community. The disability section and the elderly section. That's just a section. My gym's open to the community.
Okay, great.
A few daft people online. I don't know who these platforms are. I've just gone and posted stories. My gym's open to the public.
Okay.
And I get loads of just community people. It's just this section of my section. Anybody in the community, anybody in the world, it seems like, because people come from all over the world. Anybody that's disabled, anybody that's going through an illness or cancer or a disability, they get everything for free. They get PTs and they get their own trainers. That section has always been, and that will never change, no matter what happens.
Amazing.
It will never change.
Have you experienced what you might feel like to be a miracle when training people that say, no, I can't do that, and then with your energy and your persistence, you've seen them do things that they never thought possible?
Never a miracle, but but I hear what you say. You know, the reason why I don't think it's a miracle, Nick, is because I've seen them do amazing things, right? Honestly, because things that they never thought that was possible. But I don't think it's a miracle because I knew you could do it.
Okay, yeah.
Why do you think I'm this guy?
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to people and sometimes you see me celebrating so much, Nick, when they do certain things, and I'm so happy. But the reason why I'm happy is because I told you so.
Yeah.
I told you, girl. I took Kira, Amy, Josh, Shahed, DJ. When they achieve these magical things, I said, I told you. Like, I wasn't just talking shit.
Yeah.
You get people who just talk nonsense because it looks cool. But if I say, yo, DJ is one of my youngsters with Down syndrome, and he does a lot of the jumping stuff.
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
I said, DJ, I said, bro, despite your disability and your Down syndrome, you're one of the sickest athletes I've seen. Not sickest athlete with Down syndrome.
Down syndrome, yeah.
You're one of the best athletes I've seen. I know you can jump on this. So when he does it and everyone's going, amazing. And I think, yes, it is. But guess what? I told you so. Because when I say to somebody, I believe in you, I'm not doing it in a way to think just to tick a box and because it looks cool and because as a coach, I'm supposed to believe in my client. No. Yeah. I don't say it if I don't feel it, Nick.
Yeah, of course.
So, and this is why I get a lot from this as well. Because a lot of people don't realize that, yes, it's therapeutic for the client, but for me, they're my therapy, man. Like,
yeah.
Just to see them living life, Nick. Like one of my girls, man, beautiful Amy. Amy's my baby. I love her to death, man. Amy's my young girl from Manchester with cerebral palsy. She's been through a horrible time. See her doing what young girls should be doing. She went through a phase where she was very reclusive. She had a horrible time, man. She went to the Ariana Grande. She was there at the Ariana Grande situation in Manchester.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, man. It changed her life in a horrible way. She was very reclusive. I think she didn't leave the house for a long time. To see her now living, Nick, think about when you was 26, what you did. She deserves that. She should get them same opportunities. And now she's got a little boyfriend that I'm going to beat up when I see him, by the way. So she's got a little boyfriend. Yeah. She's always texting and she wears a coat. She's just doing what normal 26-year-old beautiful young girl should be doing. And that to me is where the magic is. That to me is where I go, do you know what? I've helped to bring her back to that.
Yeah.
And I think,
and I totally would, you know, like you saying about like she's wearing the clothes. I think people underestimate the power of that. So something that we used to do with my brother, you know, was dress him with cool clothes. Like, just because he's in a wheelchair, he doesn't want granddad shoes. He doesn't want some horrible zip up granddad cardigan. And people don't appreciate how important that is. You know, and obviously he couldn't even communicate that to us, but it's like any of us, you know, you have your hair cut, you've got some cool clothes on, you feel better. And just being able to do that and emphasize that. And you know, I used to see so much at the daycare center, these, you know, especially some disabled adults that their parents couldn't take care of them anymore and they were in homes and they would just turn up. I mean, it literally just breaks my heart. And I would be like, it's not okay. That is not okay for people not to care. Oh, any old shit they'll put them in. Oh, they don't need a wash today. Oh, she's just, you know, oh, we haven't brushed their hair. And like, oh my God. So I had to be going there, my full like makeup set, my hairbrush. I'd go to Primark, I'd get them some bag of clothes, you know, and we'd be like, and then when they would leave, and it kind of gets the same thing as, you know, the exercise, that you would leave feeling like she cared. Yeah, someone 100%. Cared about me. Yeah, someone definitely. Trimmed my hair, got the earwax out of my ears, because people just don't care. And you know, when they aren't able to do that themselves, that whole feeling of like, well, I don't feel worthy, and the people that are around me don't think I'm worthy either, because they're not giving me time and attention to make me feel good. It's just the little things that, and again, I would leave there. I even considered, because my dream was always to be a performer, and that's what I went on to do as in my career in my 20s. But there was a time when I considered going, maybe performing isn't for me. Maybe I'm not sure what I would have done, but just more like with disabled adults. Like that was where, I mean, my brother, I used to work with him, and it's just magic. The
small things, the
small things that we completely take for granted. I remember I took this one guy called Tim on the bus once, and he was like screaming with delight because he'd never been on a bus. He'd always been on the disabled coach, but he'd never been on a bus and had, you know, £5 in his hand to pay for the bus driver, because no one could be bothered to take him because it was like too much effort. And so just to take him, Tim Himby's his name was, on that bus, the joy, and I can still, it makes me emotional now, the joy, I could feel that from him. It's like he would have considered that to be one of the best days of his life,
100%.
just going on a bus. And it's like, you know, and I'm such an advocate for gratitude. So it's your podcast, and I'm like having my own podcast here. Gratitude is everything.
Of course, man. Of course.
Everything. And so, you know,
what you just said then, Nick, is the core of what I am. I love it to death. Listen, 2 weeks ago, I did another conference. I did a conference, and there's 500 people in the room, Nick. And I said, everybody stand up if you can. So they all stood up, sat down. So I said, everyone scratch your head. Scratch the head. I said, everyone scratch your nose. They all scratched the nose. And I said, you see how blessed you are? See how lucky you are? Every day of my life, I'm training people who everything that you just did is a dream that will probably never come true. You see how blessed you are? That young man going on a bus.
I know.
That how much joy that brings to him. And this is what I've come to realize. Gratitude is the most powerful tool that I've got to use every single day. And this is why I'm at most days I'm exhausted, Nick. Well, I love what I do. I work 90-hour weeks. I don't feel tired when I'm here because I love what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, I'm exhausted because I know the people I'm training. I'm so lucky to be me. You're so lucky to be you. Some people that I train, the people that I train are going through so many things, man. I train people with terminal cancer. I train somebody this morning. 4 months left to live. There's a countdown to when that person's, there's a countdown to his last breath.
Wow.
He's chosen Javeno. And I literally go, I can't fail, Nick. You ain't never going to see me in a bad mood or sad because my bad day isn't like that. And that to me makes me go, I need to give you the greatest experience of your life every time you come in. Whether that's somebody in a wheelchair. I've got a young, beautiful girl that I train called Shania. Shania's gorgeous, man. She's non-verbal. But for a girl who's non-verbal, she talks some shit, Nick. Right? With Shania, she communicates with her eyes, and every time she comes in, we just have banter. She doesn't laugh at my jokes as much as she should, but they're funny as hell. But her energy, and when I'm with her, I just literally go, she's amazing. For somebody who's been given the cards that she's been given, she doesn't complain. She smiles, she laughs, she loves Anastasia. So every time she comes in, I got to put on I'm out of love, set me free.
Yeah.
That's the only song I can play, Nick. You know what I mean? But I just think we're so blessed and grateful to be, well, I feel I am. And I think, how can you not give someone everything when you know what it's like on the other side? And I think I always try and say to people, put yourselves in position where, go to countries, go to places where you see real poverty and real struggle so that you can have that gratitude when you come back to England.
Totally. How do you when someone, for example, a client comes in this morning and he has terminal cancer, like, is there part of you, because even you, like, just feeling like there's the hope beyond that he's not going to die? Like, do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean. I don't even think about that, Nick. I'm very, one of the things that I think I'm really, really good at, and I think I've realized this as I've gotten older, I'm really good at being present.
Okay.
I'm really good at being present. And what I mean by that is the natural instinct of someone when I was younger, it used to be shit.
Yeah.
Someone's got terminal cancer and your mind starts to go here and here and there. I can't control the future. But one thing I can guarantee is the 30 minutes that you're going to spend with me now, I'm going to give you the best energy. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you smile. I'm going to make you forget everything. Even if it's just for 30 or 20 minutes, I guarantee your little fantasy world with Javeno, I'm going to give you the best movie I can. And then that's all that matters, what we're doing right now. And after that, we'll see. Yeah. And then next week, I'm going to give it you again and give it you again and give it you again. And I think that's all I can do. I can't control the future.
Yeah.
I can guarantee, though, that your time with me, the present, what we're going to do right now is going to be magical. And I think if I was that person, I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just to forget for a few moments, to forget and enjoy and to be present in that happiness just for that 30 minutes. I think that to me is quite special.
Yeah, so special. It's like this bubble, like this of that dream, of that happiness bubble that then without, I love that. It's amazing. Yeah. What's next for you?
People making people happy, Nick. This is the way I see it, Nick, is I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I'm very happy that people are seeing real love and real art. This is the power of being yourself.
Yeah.
I've never budged. I've never tried to be anybody else but myself. That's why you see me with my crusty toes out all the time. And I think I'm happy. What's next for me is to keep on going. There's thousands of disabled people around the world, wheelchair users, that have gotten up out of their wheelchairs because of my work. They've sent me evidence, video evidence. I've got so many more corners of the globe to touch. There's so many more elderly people that need hope around the world. I'm blessed that they've chosen me as that person to fuel their fire. And I just want that to continue, man, because I think the world needs it, Nick. I think the world needs people that are genuine. And I hope that people see me as genuine. And I hope people see me as a source of inspiration and motivation that they can use. Like, not even just disabled people, able-bodied people well around the world are using my little daft work, my little bit of daft energy, my little videos that takes me 30 seconds to film. People are getting real life-changing inspiration of it, and I feel lucky that I've created that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I feel lucky that I've created a platform, Nick, where young people can see amazing comments from around the world. How amazing is that?
Yeah.
As, like, I always see it as like big bro's supposed to tell you that you're beautiful, that you're strong, that you're this, that you're that. That's my job. I'm big bro, or I'm whatever. But when my youngsters come in and they say, Jay, I've been on TikTok.
Yes.
3,000 comments. People telling me that I'm amazing, that I'm beautiful, and that I'm this and I'm that. I say, yes, I told you so.
Yeah.
And I think I'm happy that I've created a platform that I can have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also I feel like for other, boys, girls coming up who are, teenagers in their 20s, looking, trying to, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? That kind of thought process, even in your 30s, like, what am I actually going to do with my life? I feel like you are such an example of what's possible when you follow your truth.
Yeah.
You are that. And it's like, and it's an inspiration not to be like a banker with a Ferrari. It's to be you, like be you and do good for helping others, and how much more rewarding that is.
Yeah.
And like that in yourself is just such an inspiration.
Oh,
my final one question I want to ask is you said that you impact people across the world. So obviously you've got your TikTok and you've got your Instagram, but is there any way that people have access or can get training from you, or do you have an online platform?
No, I've not got a reason why I don't do the online stuff, because disabilities are so different, man.
I know. Yeah.
I can't do an online program purely because you could get 20 people with cerebral palsy and have 20 totally different abilities and strength levels and mobility. So what I always say to people, and my biggest problem is, Nick, I never say no, man. if you can get to me,
okay,
I've got you. Like,
okay.
It's why it was all over Manchester, and then people from Birmingham and London, and then now Scotland and Ireland, and people. I'm blessed that people from bloody Australia and America have flown over just to come to J7. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's weird as hell, but it's unbelievable. But if you can get to me, me and I've got a wonderful staff team here now that I've taught a blueprint that they've embraced, and now they do the same. And if you can get to me, man, I'd always give people as much of me as I can.
Yeah, because I know my brother's friends where they live down in Dorset. They would be, there in a heartbeat.
If they come Manchester, I need them. I need them, Nick.
Yeah.
If they come to Manchester, please send them my way. I've got them.
You're amazing. That makes me so excited. And my final question, and this is a question that I ask every single guest, it is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Oh, that's deep. That's deep. The advice that I give to my younger self is, you know what, Nick? I love hard. I love hard, man. If I love you and I'm loyal to you. But you know what? I think opportunities are earned. I've given too many people opportunities that don't deserve it. Okay. And what I mean by that is, when you're somebody who's got a lot of love to give, people see that and they will use that, and not necessarily, they'll take that love because they know that you're going to give it. And I think if I was to give myself any advice, is don't give people too many opportunities, because when you do that, I think I get hurt and people sabotage my heart and hurt my heart because I'm too loving, and they know that I'm going to help them. And I've had a few people do some horrible things over the years. Not even like horrible. Horrible as in the word is using my kindness. You know what I mean? So I think, don't give people too many opportunities. One thing that I would also tell my younger self is, I should have been me. I've always been myself, man. I've always been myself. But I went through a phase in my early cricketing days because you just want to be a cricketer and you don't want to upset nobody, especially the gaffer, especially the managers, because they're the ones who can get you on Sky Sports and get you these big contracts. So I held my mouth with certain things that I shouldn't have. And I wish, you know what, I would have said, it's not about the money or the contract. As a human, you're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to disrespect other people. You're going to treat people nice. And I wish I had the balls when I was 15, 16 to tell people that were older than me that they're treating people wrong. That makes sense?
Complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I could even agree with, a lot of us can probably relate to that. Yeah. Feeling that, well, I'm only 16, I'm only 20, I'm only the older people are therefore right, even though they're not, but we just put them on their platform, and that's what we're told, to behave and be good, when actually it's not right. And so I love that. Yeah. Well, Javeno, I think this has been my most favorite conversation ever. And I could just talk to you for hours and hours.
Let's do another one then. Yes. Let's do another one next season.
Season 3 is going to be in person. So I'm going to get you down here in London in some sexy studio, and then we can, energy transference will be on another level.
110%, girl. Promise me that. Right, season 3, I want to come down. I want to meet you. I want to meet your mum more than you, though.
Yeah.
I want to meet your mum.
She'll be there. She'll actually, maybe she can have a cameo. She loves chatting, so she can have a few questions for herself, and we can dive deeper into seconds. You are amazing, a legend, an inspiration. And I just know that it's just the beginning for what you're doing and creating. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you, girl.
Bye.
Bye. You off?